guys, this is Chelsea. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be doing a monthly media wrap up for November, which is crazy to say out loud. But today's was a very TV show heavy month, so I binged just for you. You're welcome. We have 5 shows to get through, and then 3 movies, and then just 1 book. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so this first one is on Apple TV, and it's called Severance. Now, Ben Stiller produces it, which is amazing. Love that for him. So it's about this group of people, there's 4 of them, and they enroll in this program where basically when they go to work, their brain like shuts off. And so there's basically 2 portions that control different the different consciousness of when they're a part of their life, right? So like when you go down to this elevator and you go to work, that's what your brain remembers from that day. But then when you come back up from the elevator and you go to your normal day-to-day life, that part of your brain goes to that part of your life, and they never cross over. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna say, because it's gonna be way too spoilery if I do anything more than that. But I love the show. I can only do like 3 at a time though, because when I get over that threshold, I'm like, you know what, this is a little bit too realistic for me. And just like the different avenues they go down to explain the different aspects of the corporate life, like saying that you're a big part of a big family, and like just giving you parties instead of actually giving you a raise, those sort of things that trickle in are just so well done, but like so well nuanced. I don't feel like they're bashing us over the head with it. I feel like it plays very well and melts together, kind of like, you know, different ice cream flavors, and it just is so good. And the friggin' finale, amazing. Bananas, but amazing. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, next up we have The Penguin season 1. This is on HBO Max, and this is before Batman enters the chat. So it's about the Penguin, how he rises to his notoriety. Just, he's like the pure villain is what I picture him as, right? Like there's no silver lining to him, there's no light in his soul, just like the way that he works from the bottom up to get part of the mafia and to distribute, you know, different sort of things throughout Gotham. And so just like the way he gets there is so vile and so like amoral, it blows my mind. But I feel like that's what is so brilliant about the show, is that you don't have to think about it, you know. It's just like, here's on a silver platter, this is what he is. And there's not that many gray area characters except for maybe Miss Sophia. She definitely, I feel like, is more gray. Just her trauma that she went through and the life that she had before just really colors her world and her life and how she goes about her everyday life and her family and everything. And just seeing her, like, her slow descent, but also her rise, was palpable and unlike any character that I've seen written in a really long time. So as soon as she was on and I was paying attention to her, I was like, wow, she's like a really, like, she's a presence on screen. And so that was really cool to see that mirrored with the Penguin and how they know each other and how their relationship sort of intertwines. And I feel like every episode was like super well done. I feel like there was not one episode that felt out of place or that didn't really enrich the story at all. I feel like they all played off of each other very well, kind of like dominoes, just like, you know, taking over. And yeah, brilliant show. Next we have Agatha All Along. I'm not a Marvel person at all. My dad is, and we watched it together. And so he was explaining to me like all the backstory of Agatha and Wanda and how they all came to be in this world. And I mean, this show, again, very well done, but I feel like what was so good about it was Agatha. I feel like she was a great space to hold for all of these characters coming together. She did a really good job of being with them, I feel. Like, I just felt like it was so present in how they were all coming together. And when you got their backstories too, I just feel like it was like a perfectly woven tapestry, you know? It's like all these pieces that don't really make sense when they're apart, when they're together. It just makes it, like, you can really see it all come together, you know? And it's like super cozy in that way. And anyway, it's about Agatha. Okay, so she is in this world where she's not really conscious. She's not sure what's happening. It's like she was sent there from a spell, and so she's not supposed to remember anything from her past. So she's not supposed to remember how much power she has or how much influence she has on others. And so she's in that world for a very long time. And then this teenager comes and awakens her. And so she comes back to her life in the present where things are supposed to be. And things kind of ensue from there. She's on the run from a group of people who are trying to kill her. And she's also trying to get a coven together to get all their powers back. And so when they come together, it's all very like shaky ground, and they have to really negotiate each other's wants and needs throughout this entire journey. It's amazing, and I cannot wait for a second season. I think there is going to be one. I hope there is. So the last one we have is Twisted Metal. Now, this is a PlayStation game, and I started this a little while ago. It's on Peacock. It's about this guy who is post-apocalyptic world, and he's a driver. He's called the Milkman. So his job is to go to different towns, different cities, and bring supplies. So food, dog food, it's like just whatever like people need, right? And so it's very dangerous because people are on the road like trying to kill him too. And so it's about him doing this really big run from, I think, California to Chicago. They go to Chicago, okay? And so that's a lot of ground to cover. That's a lot of opportunities for you to be. And so he meets this woman along the way. They ride together. They learn about each other. It's also a romance. So yeah, I feel like this one was definitely a shock to me because I'm not into video games, but I found this show really intriguing because it was so odd, but I wasn't questioning whether it was odd. I just like accepted more and more of it, you know, and like the more I was in this world, the more normal it all seemed to me, which I feel like is really great storytelling, right? Like that's great writing where I can actually be immersed and I'm not questioning everything and I'm not trying to make everything fit together. Like everything just fits together. And so I feel like the costumes, the set, it was all kind of like an amusement park, but like one that you don't want to be in, you know, like after dark. And so it was like a little bit eerie in that way, but it was also a very great piece of humanity. You know, we all want to know what will happen when the world comes to an end, but it was interesting this perspective that they took and how like humorous it was and how lighthearted it was at the same time. It's one that I cannot wait for the second season of it as well. I feel like that's going to come out relatively soon. I also saw Wicked, and not a whole lot to say about it. I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed. I was just like in the middle, you know. I do feel like they did make the story their own, which I appreciate. There are some moments where like it was different from the original, you know, Broadway play. So I feel like that's obviously good to put your own imprint on things, you know. Their voices are beautiful, obviously. Like I was like, holy crap, these women are so talented, and it was just like cool to see that unfold, you know. But yeah, I feel like it was just okay. It was cool. All right, next we have in her own words, Megan Thee Stallion, her documentary that she did on Amazon Prime. This woman has been through so much. Just seeing all the stuff that she's been through, I'm just like, wow. And it's so crazy also to see how hard she is on herself, because it just reminds you like everyone's human. We all have our insecurities and we all like just want to do our best, and we're all fighting, you know. And so seeing her like have those moments of vulnerability was just like, girl, I just like wanted to give her a hug, you know. I would obviously be from here because I'm not that tall, and she just like is so resilient. And I don't want to mean that in like I don't know, because she is soft, you know, and like she is like an array of things, at least from my perspective. I don't really know her, obviously, but yeah, it was just like so funny too to like see her freak out over like a bag of chips, because it's like, damn, like I can relate to that so hard, you know. And yeah, it was just beautiful, and I just wish her all the best, and she deserves everything that she's ever gotten as far as her successes go, and I just want her to continue to go wherever she wants to go. Anyway, okay, so this last film, I can't remember the name of it. It was a documentary I saw on Netflix. It's about waste of our planet, like clothes being discarded, toxic waste, electronics, plastic, just like all of these things. And I cried during it, and I was like, you know what, girl, we need to stop this. Let's just break it up and watch it later. So I did. It's astounding to me how aware we all are of what the problem is, but I just feel like it's getting worse and worse, you know, which is terrifying. But what stuck out to me the most was this one guy, and he was like, when you throw your trash away, it goes away, like it goes away from your home, but it's not like it disappears, you know, it's put somewhere else. Like to have it put in that way, it's just like, duh. But also I never thought of it like that, you know, because when I recycle, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be, I don't know, that's the thing, like I never even thought about it, like where it goes, you know. And so they're talking about that with companies and how they don't project for end of life. What's the end of this life's product gonna look like? Where's it gonna go? How are we gonna discard it? Are we gonna burn it? Like, how are we gonna get rid of this safely? And we just put our waste somewhere else. It's just like whack-a-mole, like it pops up here, pops up here, pops up here. And it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. But I'm glad I watched it because we all need to be aware of it. Last thing on the list is books. I only read Legendborn because it's like 500 pages, maybe a little more than that. And I'm not used to reading books that long. So, but I was like, okay, we have a black woman on the cover, so let's do that. Written by a black woman. So I dug into it. Great romance, great love story, and I just love the element of Merlin and Knights of the Round Table, like all that. I just love and adore. So that was really cool to see woven into the story. And I feel like she did a really good job of expressing like what power is and how that feels on the inside for this individual, and how that really like allowed her to express herself even more. Anyway, it was really well written. The second book is out already. I just haven't started it yet. I'm currently reading Margot's Got Money Troubles, and I love it so far. But anyway, so second book is already out. Third book doesn't come out until next year, so I'll be able to look out for that. And oh my god, we did our list. Love that for us. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.